Hey guys, this is White Chocolate Fox, and I'm here to show you how to draw female anime eyes. I want to give props to howtodrawmega.com because they helped me improve this skill by following their easy-to-read tutorials. So feel free to visit the site anytime you need any extra help, or if you just like to read the tutorial rather than watch it. Let's begin. We're going to be doing the most basic and common part of anime eyes, the large female type. First, we're going to start off by drawing the curve. This is going to be the top part of the eye. Remember that when you're drawing this, that it's going to curve upward and it's going to be slightly thicker at the highest point. This eye is going to be on the right side of the face, so we got to make sure that the left end of the curve is actually higher than the right side. Okay, let's begin. So I'm going to start with my lowest point here. The tip just showing where I'm going to begin. And then I'm going to go up. I'm going to ankle over. Now we're going to go to the highest angled point and thicken it out. Yes, I am left-handed, so this makes it very difficult to record this and do this at the same time. Trying to make it as perfect as possible for you guys. In case you're wondering, I'm just using a basic sketching pencil. There's nothing amazing about it. The brand is not even amazing either. But for this being a beginner drawing, it is not going to matter much. I made this little tick at the end here, just showing where the beginning of the eye is. It's going to be helpful in the end anyways. And I'm just going to curve things out. At this angle. You can do this however you like, whatever is comfortable for you. Alright, that is the top part of our eye. Next, you want to draw the lower part of the eye. To help you draw this, we are actually going to do diagonal lines pointing downward, starting at the edge of the top part of the eye. So on each of these ends here, we're going to draw down guidelines that are going to go downward to a center point. Now, it doesn't matter where you put this center point, but please keep in mind that depending on how steep you make your lines will depend on how wide or how thin the eye is going to be. But this is a pretty good guideline trick. And it's always good to have a eraser hand. So we're going ahead and start this. And for the sake of shortening up the video, I'm going to start fast forwarding a lot of parts. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the line, and you can just watch as I make the guidelines and then just follow suit. Okay, and that's how you're going to do the bottom line. Just to quickly tell you guys what I did. After I drew my guidelines, I made the bottom line for the eye and followed the guideline area straight up on this end and just added a little tick mark at the bottom there. Now for step 3, I'm going to show you how to do the iris and the light glares. This is a pretty simple task. Some characteristics of the large, wide anime eyes is that they use large circles, but for this particular one we're actually doing thin ovals. You can always do this wider if you want, or smaller if you want, so I'm going to go ahead and go fast forward and quickly do this for you. Okay, and that is the oval I have for the eye. Basically, what I like to do is I like to start from the top, and then I like to slowly work my way down. So that way they aren't too crazy, like where one side's way too small and the other one's way too big. So that's a pretty good tip that I actually learned from another one of my friends. So I'm going to go ahead and do the light glares. Basically, to do the light glares, we're going to do them on the left side because that's where your lighting is. You always want to make sure that when you're drawing light glares that you imagine where the light would be hitting against the eye. We're going to have the light shade be from the left side, so everything in your drawing should be where the light is going to be on the left. So if you were progressing on beyond this and you were doing hair and everything, you want to make sure that the light is from the left side. That way your picture doesn't look like it's too crazy and like there's the shading's really off and everything. It makes it look a lot more nicer and neater. So we're going to go ahead and do this in the speed, and then you can just do as you wish. One thing I forgot to mention is that when you're doing light glares, you always want to do a large one on the further left and then a small one on the right side. Next, we're going to do the pupil, the eyelashes, and the eyelid. For the pupil, all you want to do is put another oval within the iris, wherever you would like it to be or how big you would like it to be. For the eyelashes, what we're going to do, you do not want to do random zigzags here. So what I like to do is I like to follow the curve of the top lid, and then I'm just going to sweep it out like that. Kind of like you would do with your regular makeup if you're a girl. You never just put zigzags on your eyes, you always go with the curve of your eye. And then for the eyelid, you're actually going to do a simple curve right here, since that's the style that we're doing for this eye here. Some people will actually have another curve, very light, that it's just going to go along the top here. But for the sake of this style eye, it's actually just going to come off the edge here. It's not going to be as thick as this top line here. And I'm going to go ahead and sketch this out, and then you can just watch and observe. So it's pretty simple as I showed you. For the shading in the eye, I just basically went over with a very light color, and then as I went down, I lightened up as I went on a second layer. I didn't fill in the whiting, but shading is going to be next, so I'm not too worried about it. Alright, now for the final part. You're almost done, and your eye is starting to look really fantastic now. Now we're going to do the eyebrow, and then we're also going to do some shading. That's when your own imagination comes in. You can shade it however you like. There's so many possibilities on how this will look. You can go ahead and watch me and maybe pick up a few tips on your own. So for the eyebrow, what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that it starts right about here, so that it's kind of above your eye, and you're going to kind of curve it with the eye, but you're going to go a little bit higher and a little more up. The eyebrows, there's so many different styles, and you can do whatever fits you. But I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this. I'm going to do all my shading and do the eyebrow, and then you're done.